everybody. I'm going to be taking you through about a 50-minute practice today. My name's Dana Lorshawn. Recording this in honor of my yoga teacher training, 200-hour teacher training certificate. So let's go ahead and get started on our mats and our seats. So go ahead and get seated. Take the squishy parts away from your bottom, from your glutes. And you can either, let's go ahead and start my watch. I like to take note of my exercise. Okay, so you're seated, in your seated pose, easy seat. This is a beginner sequence focused on our stretch with a little bit of strength sprinkled in. We're going to be working on the lower back, the glutes, the shoulders. The practice is generally focused on the root and sacral chakras, which enhances creative expression and intuition, as well as security and safety. So again, my name is Dana Lorshawn. I'm really glad to be able to guide you today in this beginner sequence. So let's start by closing our eyes, beginning to feel the breath in and out, bringing some awareness into your body and how you feel today. It's okay to keep your eyes closed or even softly open, gazing down in front of you. You can have your hands either firmly placed and pressed into your knees, or you can have your palms face up in a receiving gesture. Face down is generally for grounding, and face up is generally for receiving. Go ahead and set an intention today for your practice, whether that just to be rooted in the space you're in, whether it be a prayer out to someone in need, the wish for strength, the wish for ease, the wish for just taking this time to yourself. You're going to breathe in through your nose, out through your nose. Yoga is all about the breath, more important, I would say, than the posture. Begin to notice if you're holding any places in your body. Let go if you can. Let go of the things that you have to do later today, the things that maybe you've already done, any feelings that you're holding in any spaces or places. And if it's in your practice or you're comfortable doing so, take your right hand to your heart and your left hand to your belly. Really feeling the inhale and the exhale. Your belly expanding and your chest contracting. And let's just go ahead and take 10 quiet breaths to ourselves. At the end of your last breath, go ahead and take your hands, place them gently on your knees. Go ahead and flutter your eyes open, beginning to bring that awareness back into our space. We're going to go ahead and get started with some easy shoulder circles. So go ahead and inhale, taking your arms up and shoulders up and forward and around, exhaling at the bottom. And you can go as big with your circles as you want or as small. Let's go ahead and take it back, reversing your circles. And when you're comfortable with that, go ahead and take your hands down by your sides, fingers tented in an active position. Inhale those arms up and overhead. Exhale, bend into your elbows, cactus your arms, shining your chest forward. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, cactus your arms. Really feeling your shoulder blades come together. Active stretch within your shoulder blades, your hands, your elbows. Inhale the arms up and overhead again. Look up. Exhale, cactus your arms. Go ahead and take your hands back down by your side. Take your right hand and you're going to place it on your left knee. Take your left hand, swing it around, placing it gently behind your lower back. And you're going to want to put your fingertips kind of as close to your lower back as possible, touching the floor. Inhale, straighten your spine. Exhale, twist. You can take a gentle twist here. Our goal is to kind of wring out our intestines. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, left hand to your right knee, right fingertips swim behind. Again, coming to the small of your back, to the very base of your spine. Inhale, straighten up. Exhale, twist. Gaze is over your right shoulder. Making sure not to crank into your neck, but just to gently twist. Inhale those arms back up to center. Exhale your hands to your knees. Go ahead and take your right hand, walk out your fingertips to about, I would say, halfway, and making sure to keep your left glute on the floor. You can either come down to your elbow or stay tented on your fingertips. Inhale your left arm up and overhead, getting a side stretch on your left side. You can either stay here or you can even twist your chest up towards the ceiling, taking your gaze up towards the ceiling as well. You'll just feel a little bit deeper of a stretch in here. Inhale your arms back up and overhead. Exhale your left fingertips to the ground, walking them out, either coming down to your elbow or down to just keeping your fingers on the ground and twisting open on that right side. Again, making sure that your right glutes are firmly planted on the mat. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Exhale your hands back down to your knees. We're going to do some seated circles now. So you're going to inhale, come to the right, and then to the center, back to the left. Exhale, round your spine, and inhale, take it forward. Exhale, round your spine. Keep doing this at your own pace. Inhaling at the front, exhaling at the back. Making sure to push your chest forward at the top. Feeling a nice chest opener. Let's go ahead and reverse those circles. Going the opposite direction now. Perfect. Let's go ahead and turn over to tabletop. So in tabletop position, you're going to want to have your hands firmly planted underneath your shoulders. Your knees are going to be firmly planted underneath your hips. You're going to want to have a neutral spine, so you won't dip here or arch. Have a neutral flat back. Your neck is an extension of your spine. You'll want to keep that straight as well. What we're going to do here is inhale, drop the belly, gazing slightly up ahead of you. Exhale, round your spine in that classic Halloween cat. Exhale, or inhale, drop your belly, look up. Exhale, rounding your spine. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale, round your spine. Let's do that a few more times to your own breath. You can even start to bring in some organic movements, pushing into the right side, the left side, turning to look over your left shoulder and your right shoulder, pushing back, rocking forward. All right, we're now going to thread the needle. So we're going to take our right arm up and overhead on the inhale. Exhale, take your left or your right hand through the space between your left thigh and your left arm, coming down onto your right shoulder. You can either stay here or extend your left fingertips out in front of you. You can also take your left arm and wrap it around into the waistline of your pants or your right hip. If you're looking for a balance challenge, you can extend your left foot and leg behind you, and either keeping your feet grounded to the mat or finding your balance and raising your left leg up and behind you. If your left leg is lifted, drop it down slowly with control. Take your left arm, place your hand beside your face. Inhale that right arm up and overhead. Exhale, take it back down to tabletop. We're going to do that on the other side. So you're going to inhale your left arm up and overhead. Exhale, thread the needle. Walking your right fingertips up and ahead of you, and either staying here. This is a perfectly great stretch. You can also take your right arm, wrap it around behind you. If you're looking for a balance challenge, you can extend your right foot behind you, pushing your foot into the mat, and either staying here or raising your right foot up and back behind you. If your foot is lifted, go ahead and take it down. Take your knee down to tabletop. Take your right hand, place it by your face. Go ahead and push on in the inhale. Exhale, drop your left hand down underneath your right or your left shoulder. All right, we're going to take it to puppy pose. So you keep your hips in the same position they are, raised, and you walk out your fingertips out in front of you, taking your chest down to the mat and either your chin or your forehead to the mat. On the inhale, go ahead and take your hands back to tabletop. We're going to extend our right leg behind us, pushing your toes into the mat. We're just going to get a nice hamstring stretch here first, and then we're going to add in a little bit of strength. So rocking in and out of your right foot, or you can have it stationary, whatever feels right to you and your body today. Once you've had enough here, go ahead and inhale, take your left arm up in front of you. Inhale your right leg up. On the exhale, take your left elbow to your right knee, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, left elbow to right knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, left elbow to right knee. Inhale, extend. Then go ahead and drop your left hand down. Take your right leg and foot through your hands to a low lunge. Go ahead and rock back and forth in your hips. And then once you feel good here, go ahead and inhale your arms up and overhead, low lunge. I want to make sure that your lower half here is lifted and you're not dumping in to this leg here and this hip. Inhale at the top. Exhale, let's cactus those arms again, pulling our shoulder blades together. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, cactus your arms. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Cactus your arms one last time. Exhale, take your hands, or inhale, take your hands down to the mat. Exhale, let's push it back to half split. So walk your fingertips back and either keeping your foot flat on the mat or extending your feet and take your toes to your face. There's definitely a tendency to lean in this position. So what I try to say is keep your body shining forward. And then you can always come in and out of this position carefully. You can even use blocks. If you have some blocks here, you can hold your blocks beside you. Inhale. Exhale, take your fingers back to the top of the mat. And then we're going to go ahead and exhale that right leg back to meet the left. I'm going to do this on the other side. All right. Inhale that left leg back, pushing your toes, left toes into the mat. We can either rock back and forth or stay stationary. Inhale that right arm up and ahead in front of you. Left leg comes back, lifted. Exhale, right elbow to left knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, right elbow to left knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, right elbow to left knee. Inhale, extend. Drop your right hand. Bring that left leg up and through, planting your feet in between your hands. Let's shift back and forth, getting a little internal flossing in the hips. And when you're ready, inhale the arms up and back. Again, making sure to lift instead of tendency to dump into this leg here. Inhale, look up. Exhale, cactus your arms. Inhale, extend. Exhale, cactus your arms. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, extend. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, take your fingers down to the mat. Walk your fingertips back. Half splits on the left side. All right, inhale, walk your hands back to the front of the mat. Exhale, let's take that left foot knee back to tabletop position. We're gonna take it back to child's pose. So you can either widen your knees, take your toes together, or keep your knees just where they are, and go ahead and send your hips back on top of your heels, walking your hands out in front of you. Lowering your head down to the mat. Wiggle those fingertips and walk them back towards your chest. Take your knees back into tabletop position. So knees under your hips, hands under your shoulders. We're gonna get a little bit of strength here for just a minute. So I want you to curl your toes, and then on the inhale, push up to bear pose. Letting our knees hover. We're gonna count down from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push it back to downward facing dog. Hips high and back. This is your first time in downward facing dog or your 10th time. Go ahead and pedal your heels. Making sure you're pushing into not only your palm, but your fingertips as well. One more deep breath in. Exhale through open mouth. Inhale. Exhale, walk your feet to meet your hands, ending up in forward fold. And you can either stay stationary here or go ahead and swivel back and forth. Inhale your hands flat on your shins, aiming to have a flat back here, also your neck and extension of your spine. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Inhale, slowly start to roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Taking your arms up and overhead. Inhale at the top. Exhale, hands into prayer position. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Hands down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time clasping your hands on your elbows and gently swaying side to side. Inhale. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Go ahead and step your left foot back, your right foot back into plank pose. strong in your plank. Inhale at the top. Exhale, lower down slowly to cobra pose. Hands are down by your chest. Little to no weight in your hands. You're going to inhale, push up, baby back bend. Exhale, all the way down to the mat. Inhale, push up to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up and back behind you in three-legged dog. Exhale, bend into your knee, taking your right foot over towards your left glute. Squaring your hips and your shoulders down to the mat. Inhale, extend your leg back behind you. Exhale, knee to chest, let it hover. Inhale your leg back and up. Exhale, knee to chest, let it hover. Inhale your knee back and up. Exhale, take your leg through your foot to the mat. We're going to go ahead and keep that back left leg lifted. Runner's lunge. Take your left hand down to the mat. Inhale your right arm up and back, stacking your shoulders. Inhale at the top. Exhale, take that right hand down to meet your mat. Inhale, take that right foot back on the exhale to plank pose. Shift it forward, slowly lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, push it up to plank, downward facing dog. Inhale that left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, bend into your left knee, taking your left foot over to your right glute. Inhale, extend your left leg. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, push it back up. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, push it up. Exhale, take that left leg and foot in between the hands, keeping your right leg lifted. Plant your right hand, inhale your left arm up behind you, stacking your shoulders, twisting to the left. Inhale at the top. Exhale, take that left hand down to meet the mat. Inhale. Exhale, take that left foot back to meet the right. Plank pose. Inhale at the top. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down to the mat. Inhale, push it up to plank. Downward facing dog. Inhale, baby steps to the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, take your hands down to the mat. Start to roll it up. Arms high and up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step both feet back, downward facing dog. Take that right foot and raise it up behind you again. Inhale, exhale, bend into your knee. Open that hip. Feel free to do some hip circles. Inhale, take that leg straight behind you. Exhale, take it through. Lunge, and then pivot on your back foot, keeping your right knee bent and straight forward. Let's bring it up to warrior two. So your left foot is going to be about a 70-80 degree angle. Arms are going to be active, extending beyond your right shoulder and beyond your left shoulder. Should be able to come and not really move these arms. Inhale the right arm up and over, left arm to the belly of your left thigh. Inhale. Exhale, take your right knee or right elbow down to your left knee, or your right elbow down to your right knee. Inhale that left arm up and forward. Little to no weight in this right arm. Inhale, let's take it back, reverse warrior. Exhale, let's cartwheel it forward. Pivot on that back left foot. Take your right foot back to meet your left. Inhale at the top. Exhale, shift forward, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale that left leg up and behind you. Bend the knee. Open the hips. Let's do some hip circles on the left side. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, take it through in between your hands. Pivot on your back left or right foot. Take it to warrior two on the other side. So a good tip to seeing if you're in the right position here is bending into these hands and seeing if your left foot meets about where your hand stops and your right foot stops about where your right hand is. Gazing out over your left shoulder, this knee should be pushed back here so you can see your left toes. Inhale that left arm up and back, taking your right hands to your right thigh. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhale, take that left elbow to your left knee. Inhale that arm up and overhead. Inhale your arm back and around to reverse warrior. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel it, pivot on the back right foot. Take your hands down to the mat and take that left foot back to downward facing dog. Take a big inhale in through your mouth and out through your mouth. Another time, in through your mouth. Exhale out through your mouth. One more time, in through your mouth. Exhale, side out. Inhale one last time. Take your feet to the front of the mat. Malasana squats. So your feet are going to be angled this way. You'll drop down, trying to keep your spine in a straight line. Your weight pulling down on your bottom. Hands can be in prayer position. You can work on just staying here if you're not able to stay in a straight position here. Let's take our right hand down to the mat. Inhale, take that left arm up and behind you. Twisting to the left. Inhale, take your arm back to center, palms facing forward. Drop that left hand down to the mat. Inhale your right arm up and back. Look up, gaze up. Inhale. Exhale that arm back down, hands clasped in prayer position. Take your hands down to the mat. Go ahead and push your hips up and back, tiptoeing your feet back and forward fold. Inhale your arms halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, chair pose. So bend into those knees, sit back like you're sitting in a chair, drop your bum. Arms can be up and extended for a more active stretch, more cardio, or you can have your hands in prayer position. You're going to want to put the bulk of the weight in your heels so that you can basically lift your toes. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Take your left knee to your right knee, twisting to your right. This left knee is going to want to poke out. Go ahead and try to push it back. Inhale your arms up and over or back into prayer position. Exhale, twisting to the left side. Hook that right elbow into that left knee. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands in prayer position. We're going to go ahead and take it to tree pose. So I'm going to cue a couple different positions with your feet and your hands. So we're going to start by putting the bulk of our weight into our left foot, getting that grounding, and taking your right foot, perfectly fine to keep it here. If you're looking for a little bit more balance, take it to your ankle. If you're looking for, if you feel stable here and you want to go a little further, you can take it to just below your knee. If you feel comfortable with taking your foot all the way up and in the inside of your leg, perfectly fine to do it there as well. You just don't want to put bare weight on your knee. So I'm going to put my foot, once I have some balance here, directly under the knee. And then your hands can be in either prayer position, up and overhead. They can sway in the branches. We just want to try to work on some balance here. Great. Go ahead and inhale your right knee up, crane position. Exhale, take it down. Shake it out. All right, let's do this on the other side. So we're going to take our right foot and plant it. I'm going to take our left foot and either keeping it on the mat with your toes dug into the mat, taking it to the very bottom of your ankle, just below your knee, or again, all the way up the inside of your thigh. Once you've got your balance, you can take your hands to prayer position. You can take your arms up and overhead, asking for everything that the earth can give you here. And you can sway your branches to really test your balance, or you can keep them straight, stationary. All right. Inhale that left leg up in crane position, hands down to prayer position if they aren't there already. Get some additional balance here and strength. And exhale, drop that foot. Go ahead and swing your arms back and forth, letting that go. And let's come back to the tops of our mats. On the inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, hands to your shins. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, shift it to plank. Lower down, cobra. Inhale, exhale, push it up to plank and downward facing dog. Inhale that right leg up and back behind you. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, take it up. Right knee to the center, let it hover. Right leg, tuck it up. Inhale and exhale. Take your left knee or right knee to left elbow. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, drop your knee and your foot. Your goal is to have your leg in pigeon horizontal to the front of your mat. I cannot get my leg that straight, so what I try to do is keep my right hip propped up with either a prop or just by holding it there. And you can either stay here, perfectly fine for pigeon, or you can come to rest on your elbows. I like to take just a little bit of movement as I'm sitting here in pigeon, rocking into that left hip and then slightly rocking back to the right. It's a very small movement. Starting to cool down our practice a little bit. We got a little bit of strength, a little bit of balance. Now we're going to take it on down. Inhale those hands back to the front of your mat, push them up. You're gonna push into your left foot just enough to slightly lift up and shift forward, and then you're gonna push into your right thigh and take it all the way up and back in a three-legged dog. Inhale, exhale, take your right foot down to the mat. Inhale your left leg up and back. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, left knee to the center. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, left knee to the right elbow. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, take that knee forward into pigeon. Again, aiming to have your knee and your left foot facing the front of your mat. If you can't do that, that's okay. Just work on staying centered over the top of your hips. Then go ahead and take it down to your forearms. Again, that little movement of rocking in and out of your left hip and right thigh really can help a little bit with the flexibility here. On the inhale, go ahead and push it up. Take that right foot, dig it into the mat, and slightly adjust to come forward just a little bit. Push into your right foot and your left thigh, taking it up and back, downward facing dog, three-legged dog. Exhale, take your left foot to meet your right. We're going to inhale, exhale, lower your knees down. Take your knees as wide as the mat, push it back to child's pose. And here I'd like to offer a modification on your hands so you can bend into your elbows and take your hands back in a prayer position behind your head. extend your hands long. Raise it up. To tabletop. And then go ahead and swing your legs from one side or the other. And we're going to come back down on our backs. All right, so let's go ahead and lay all the way down on our backs. We're going to do a series of 3 bridges. So take your feet as close to your glutes as possible, making sure that your shoulders are completely flat, your spine is completely flat, and taking your hands down beside your hips. On the inhale, go ahead and push up to bridge position. Your hands can either be on the floor, down by your hips so that you can roll your shoulder heads underneath you, or you can clasp your hands behind your back, getting another deeper shoulder stretch. I like to keep my hands down by my hips to give myself a little bit of extra push here. Chin should be coming to your chest, not your chin to your chest. Or chest should be coming to your chin, not your chin to your chest. Inhale at the top. Exhale, go ahead and bring it down. We're going to do this 2 more times. So go ahead and windshield wiper your legs and flatten out your back again, making sure to roll your shoulder heads out from underneath you. Spine should be long and flat. All right, let's prepare for our second bridge. So feet by your glutes, hands by your side. Inhale. Exhale, push it up. Again, rolling your shoulder heads underneath your shoulders or keeping them just as they are. Inhale at the top. Exhale, slowly lower down. And flatten out your back and your shoulders again. Taking another windshield wiper of the legs. All right, one last time. Feet as close to your bottom as possible, hands down by your side. Inhale. Exhale, push it up. Inviting you one last time to either press into your hips with your hands, have your hands down by the mat, or clasping your hands underneath, getting a little bit of a shoulder stretch. Inhale at the top, exhale, slowly lower down, flattening out completely. Go ahead and bring your knees into your chest, rocking from side to side. Go ahead and extend your left leg long. Inhale, take that right knee up and pinching off that right hip flexor. You should not feel pain, but you should feel a little bit of a stretch in there, a little bit of contraction. I like to even work my knee back and forth here, gently pulling towards my right armpit and then bringing it back to the center. Go ahead and take your left hand to your right knee, gently guide it over to the left side, getting a twist, spinal twist, extending your right arm long to a T, looking over your right shoulder. You can have your hand on your knee, you can have it on the ground, whatever feels comfortable here. Inhale that knee back to center. Exhale, extend it long. Inhale that left knee up. Exhale, begin to work it back and forth. Gentle movements, small movements. Feeling that little pinch in the left hip flexor. Take that right hand to your left knee, gently guide it over. Extending your left leg or left arm long into a T, looking out over your left shoulder. Getting a nice spinal twist on this side. Inhale your left leg back to center. Exhale, extend it long. Inhale, both legs up, grabbing hold of your feet for a happy baby. You can stay stationary or you can gently roll, getting a spinal massage. Now I invite you to get out any last movements before we move into Shavasana. We're just going to take a couple minutes of breathing and end with a nice quote. So go ahead and you can be in, laying down. You can be seated, an easy seat. You can have a bolster under your knees to prop them up. Whatever allows you to completely tune out the world one last time and focus on the breath. Begin to focus on your breath again, lengthening out your inhales and exhales. I want you to imagine a little magnet that's attached to a string is starting out in both of your feet. And so what we're going to do through this quick guided exercise is pull the magnet through your body. And as it moves through your body, it's going to gather any last bits of unease and pull them through your body and ending with your crown. So beginning at your feet, we drag the little magnet through your toes, into your feet, into your ankles, looking for any spaces, attaching anything that we don't want in the body to those magnets, pulling them up through your shins, into your knees, into your thighs, and your pelvis, into the small and large intestines, seeking out anything that does not belong in the body, moving it throughout your belly and into your chest. It moves around your shoulders and into your arms, down to your fingertips, dragging it back through your fingertips, through the wrists, through the biceps, to the neck, pulls through the neck and the face, and your third eye, gathering up little bits of any little unease that's left, and then pulling it out through the crown of your head, letting any last bits escape, leaving you completely at ease. Let's go ahead and take our right hand to our heart, left hand to our belly, and we're going to end with the 10 breaths we started with. quietly begin to bring your awareness back to the space, wiggling your fingers and toes, rocking your head from side to side, and either rolling to one side or the other, coming into a fetal position. You can either stay in that fetal position or come up to a seated position. If it's in your practice, hands can be in prayer position, or you can place your right hand on your heart again, left hand on your belly. The best endings don't leave us happy. Instead, they produce something richer, a rush of unexpected insight, a fleeting moment of transcendence, the possibility that by discarding what we wanted, we've gotten what we need. Thank you so much for taking the time to practice with me, for being there with me through this journey. It's been such a blessing, such a wonderful experience. I hope you all leave today feeling refreshed and restored. From my heart to yours, namaste.